This is NBC.
The deuce is great, but watch your step with the 7 or 8 on Card Shark. And here's the host of Card Shark, Jim Perry.
Thanks, Jeff. Thank you very much. I thank you, and welcome to Card Shark. Nice to have you here with us. Thank you. You're very kind. Thank you, and thank you for joining us at home. Welcome. For the opening poem, we want to thank Mary Sewell of Memphis, Tennessee, watching on WMC TV, Channel 5. Thank you, Mary, for sending in the poem. At the end of our last show, we crowned a new champion, and she's coming out here right now to go for the big money. Let's bring her out and wish her well. Mimi Jones. Hello, Mimi. Nice to see you again. Before we get to business, won't you remind any new viewers about Mimi Jones?
I'm Mimi Jones from Pasadena, California. I'm a junior high school counselor.
All righty. Now, you cut those money cards?
I sure did.
Then let us get right to business. Let's open the board and get to the money cards. Come on up, Mimi. Must be fun working with the youngsters as a counselor. Hope you have a good time right here and win some money as we give you $200 of new money. 3 cards on the bottom line. Your decision how you bet them. Up to the second level, we add another $200 of betting money. 3 more cards. Minimum bets, remember, $50 till you get to the top card, the big bet, where you must risk at least half. You're on your own now. Get a double. You don't lose. We'll carry it over. Good luck, Mimi.
Thank you very much.
Here's $200.
Okay.
And we'll see if we can start you off with a good base card. Remember, you can change it on each level if you need to. You've got a 5.
I'll change that, please, Jim.
Only change it once. You must play this. Oh, an 8. Great change.
Lower, please.
And how much?
Oh, I'll bet it all.
Can't say as I blame
Thank you. All lower.
$200. The whole thing that this is lower. And it is. And a king. 400.
All of it lower.
Trying to double it to $800. Lower. Yes. 800 and a jack.
500 lower.
Oh, she likes that jack. Big bet. $500 worth. Is it lower? No. Look at all those big cards. But that's all right. The money you lost, we're going to give you $200 of it back. You still have good money as we move up the ace. You get $500.
Okay, all of it. Lower.
Let's get it to $1,000 lower. Yes. Got a 10.
Okay, $50 lower.
Doesn't like the 10, huh? Minimum
don't
bet.
like the 10.
$50 lower. Oh, yeah. With a 4 for $1,050.
600 higher.
$600 in the 4. Is she right? Higher. Yes. And that middle 8 moves up, and you don't have to play it.
I want to change it, please. Change it.
Come on. Let's see another good card for the big bet. On a jack.
Okay.
Maybe you've got to bet at least half. You have $1,650 and a jack.
1,200 lower.
Again, she likes that jack. She was not dissuaded from losing on it before. $1,200 this time.
Lower.
Be there, lower. Yeah! Jack came back that time. $2,850. That's nice. You didn't get scared off after the first one. And with the $200 in the game, Mimi Jones won game $3,050. She'll be back to meet a new challenger in a moment, right after this commercial timeout.
At last, a household spray that takes care of visible fleas and invisible eggs. It's new Strike Flea Ender Spray. Watch how it works. A leading spray, Raid Flea Killer here. New Strike here. Each kills fleas on contact. Weeks later, while hatched flea eggs reinfested the Raid house, Strike stops fleas from developing here. Strike back at visible fleas and invisible eggs with incredible new Strike.
South Florida spirit. We're a community of many cultures. There's a feeling of the Americas all along Cayocho, each bringing its own special flavor to South Florida. But no matter how times may change, we still have our traditions. And for more than 25 years, News Center 7 has been a tradition in South Florida. These times demand the most of a news team. And at News Center 7, we're covering the news that affects you. The South Florida spirit's on News Center 7. Catch it.
And again, our congratulations, Mimi. Janice deals out 2 brand new decks of cards. Here comes a new challenger on Card Shark. Axel Richter. Hello, Axel. I'm fine. Won't you tell us about you, sir?
My name is Axel Richter. I flew in from Berlin, Germany 18 years ago. I live now in Los Angeles. I have never left because of beautiful California girls. And I am also an account executive for a national company. I love snow skiing and I love to play tennis with California girls.
With California girls, yes, just to keep that in the conversation. Axel, nice to have you here with us.
Nice to
you
be
catch
here.
your cards?
I did.
Then we wish you well as we start the best 2 out of 3 match, as always, with a question to the champion.
Okay.
Mimi, we asked 100 child psychiatrists. Is the average child more influenced by what his parents teach him or what he sees on television? How many child psychiatrists think a child is more influenced by what his parents teach him?
I would have to say that a child psychiatrist would think that yes, I think a child is more influenced by what his parents teach him, though there's a big influence by peers also. So I'm going to say the number's high.
Or television, that's the alternative.
Okay, still the parents have an awfully big influence on their children. I'm going to say it would be 68.
68 out of 100 child psychiatrists said the parents influence more than television.
I disagree. I believe that the children really don't like what their parents say because they're always against it. I have the feeling television, they watch all the time television, and they play out and they act out what they see. I have to say that it's lower.
Lower than that. If it is lower, you'll play your cards. If not, it'll be Mimi with hers. Hit the answer on the head anytime. It's a $500 bonus. I don't know. Television is a big influence, but the parents? Let's find out with a child psychiatrist. The actual number of child psychiatrists who think a child is more influenced by what his parents teach him is 84, not lower, very much higher. Yeah, I would hope that the parents would be the primary influence, and Mimi gets the first crack at the cards with an 8.
She wants to change that, please.
And winning the question. Tell her we'll change it for her.
Okay.
Changing the 8 to a jack.
Okay, lower.
Lower than a jack. No, queen is not lower. That gives Axel a free chance to play an 8 as well.
Oh, I can.
And you've got to play it. You didn't win the question. Lower, he says. No, also a queen. We'll fill in the spaces, and Janice will fill them in as the question goes to Axel. Axel, we asked 100 Americans. Did you vacation closer to home this year because of inflation? How many Americans did vacation closer to home because of inflation?
Oh, with inflation today and all the money costs and strikes on the airlines on top of it, and it's just expensive to go across to other countries because the dollar was, the exchange rate was different. I would have to say more Americans spent their time at home.
Expensive to go across town.
Yeah, I think they spent their time right here, and I would have to say more people, about 75.
75 out of 100 Americans did vacation closer to home because of inflation.
We were some of those that vacation closer to home. We stayed home, but I'm going to say a little higher.
Even more.
A few more.
Even more.
Yeah.
75 and higher. The actual number of Americans who vacation closer to home this year because of inflation is 7. Not higher, lower. Wow, only 7. I guess they felt it's not going to go away. We might as well follow our instinct. Now you can change it, winning the question, and the 8 becomes a 10.
Still go lower.
Lower than a 10. Yes,
Hey,
a 3.
yeah, higher.
Higher than a 3, a 9.
Please, that card.
And we move over the freeze bar and
Please,
protect that
that card.
position. Can't take Axel back any further. He needs 2 cards for the first game. Mimi, we asked 100 women who have been married for 50 years or more. Does a big fight... Why are you laughing,
Yeah.
Gene Wood? You don't go back that far. Does a big fight every now and then keep a marriage healthy? How many women married 50 years said, yeah, an occasional fight does keep a marriage healthy.
An occasional fight keeps the marriage healthy, and I want to tell my husband that right now. Once in a while, it's a good idea. So, and I even think people who've been married 50 years would agree
Sounds
with
like
that.
you're warming up to what, Mimi?
It does, doesn't it? Okay, I think the number's high. I would say 73.
73 out of 100, married 50 years or more, said, yeah, it does help
I
keep
have
the
to
marriage
agree,
healthy.
because whenever you had a fight with a woman, married or not married, it is so much fun to make up afterwards with a little lovey-dovey. And I think the number 3 is higher!
Higher. 73 and higher. You make it sound like cotton candy for some reason.
Yes.
The actual number of women married 50 years who said an occasional fight does keep a marriage healthy is 57. Not higher, it's low. But more than half did feel that way. And Mimi, you're looking at a jack.
I'm not lucky with jacks. I want to change that.
Can she improve it? Yes, a
Okay,
queen.
lower.
Lower than a queen. No, the queen is not lower, and against an opponent, it has to be lower. Axel with a free chance.
Lower!
Lower than a 9. 2. First game of the night to the challenger. If it's higher, he does. He gets it. Game 1 to the challenger. And the first $100 for Axel. And that double cost you. Yeah, we give you the advantage of the double with the money cards because you're playing alone. But against an opponent, it's got to be higher or lower. Same 2 decks. Next card's off the top of the deck. Starting game 2 with you, Alex. Now, there was recently a controversy when a publication printed instructions on how to build an atomic bomb. I remember reading about it. So we surveyed the editors of 100 newspapers across the country, and we asked them, is it wrong for a newspaper to print an article like that? How many editors said it is wrong for a newspaper to print an article telling its readers how to build an atomic bomb?
Well, we have free speech, and apparently for free speech it should be allowed in a sense. However, an atomic bomb, it would give too many people an opportunity to really do one. There are a lot of weird people out there, and I think for the country and for themselves, even for their own self, they would have to think it's not good to do it. No, there should be very low numbers saying that they should print it.
How do they say it's wrong to print something like that?
If it's wrong to print it at a higher number, then I would say it's at least 74.
74 out of 100 say it's wrong to print that kind of an article, Mimi.
I think editors are going to say it's okay to print it. These are editors, so I'm going to say the number's a little lower.
So
I hope it's lower.
Feeling that the freedom of the press...
Yes, from the editor's point of view.
Two different points of view on
Yeah.
this one. Let's find out. The actual number of editors who said it is wrong for a newspaper to print an article telling its readers how to build an atomic bomb is 57. It's lower. Mimi has it. But more than half felt that it was wrong. Interesting with editors. Mimi starts game 2 with a 7.
Please change it.
And the 7 becomes a 4. Good
Okay,
change.
higher.
Higher than a 4. No. Cards are really failing the champion. Alex doesn't mind at all. With a jack.
I want to play lower.
Lower than a jack. A 4. Higher than a 4. No. This time it's the double that hurts the challenger. And as Janice fills in the spaces, we'll be back with this game after we take time out.
Introducing Folger's extraordinary new coffee bag. Watch. They've taken the air out. Because air makes coffee stale. Now Folgers is vacuum packed in this new airtight wrapper. So you get canned coffee freshness in a bag. And because the air's out, it's hard.
Mrs. Olson, hear that? I use bag coffee. I'll try it. I've got some. Really? It is hard. It's vacuum packed. And this new airtight wrapper keeps air out, like a can. But when it's open, it's soft. Right. Smells fresh. The new airtight bag keeps mountain-grown Folgers fresher than ordinary paper bags. Mountain-grown's the richest, most aromatic kind of coffee. Delicious. So fresh. Fresh as canned coffee.
Get mountain-grown Folgers in the new vacuum-packed airtight bag. For canned coffee freshness in a bag.
Yesterday's heartthrobs and today's hottest sex symbols are all on the next Entertainment Tonight.
A lot of people still call me Moondoggy.
James Darren reveals why he's turning down his own series for the security of T.J. Hooker.
It's always a gamble to do a pilot.
Then meet Maud Adams as the seductive Octopussy. She's turning everyone's head around in the new James Bond adventure.
I'm looking for something new, something interesting, something unusual.
On the next Entertainment Tonight. Tonight at 7:30 here on
WSVN.
Here, have a peanut. Hi, I'm Dan Tashadi with Barney the orangutan. You too can be a monkey's uncle or aunt. WSVN, South Florida 7, and the Miami Herald invite you to adopt your favorite animal at Metro Zoo. Your adoption will help pay for the care and feeding of your special animal. Look for the adoption application in the Miami Herald and send it to the Zoological Society of Florida, co-presented by the Miami Herald and WSVN, South Florida 7.
Game 1 went to the challenger. I said Alex, forgive me, it's Axel Richter. Axel is game 1, and game 2 now Mimi with a 4 needs 4 cards. Axel with a jack needs 4. We pick up with question 2 to Mimi. Mimi, we asked 100 men. By the time your dad got around to telling you about the birds and the bees, did you already know everything he was telling you? How many men said, yeah, by the time their dad told them about the birds and the bees, they already knew all about it?
Guys are pretty good at picking this information up, and I don't think too many fathers spend a lot of time telling about the birds and the bees anyway. So let's go with a high number on that. Let's say 78.
78 out of 100 said, yeah, they already knew, Axel.
I think it's a little bit lower because today the boys, they know it. They know what's going on.
How many said by the time their dad told them about it, they already knew? She said 78.
Okay, I want to go higher then.
It sounded like that's where you think. I'm not trying to talk you into something, but it sounded like your thinking was leading that way.
I was thinking the opposite way. It has got to be a little higher.
Even more learn from their peers.
I agree.
All right, let's find out. 78 and higher. The actual number of men who said by the time their dad told them about the birds and the bees, they already knew all about it, is 90. It is even higher. Axel. Yeah, his thinking was correct on that one, and Axel got a jack.
And a little lower.
Lower than a jack. No. Queen is not lower. Mimi, yay, with a 4.
Higher.
Higher than a 4. A jack. Oh, it's going to freeze on the jack.
Yeah,
Interesting.
jacks are not good to me.
Okay. Well, the jack you won on the big bet with the jack there.
Jacks are not my friend.
Barely are.
Yeah.
You've got to follow your instincts,
Play
and
safe.
your instincts told you to freeze.
Yes.
Question going to Axel. Axel, we asked 100 medical doctors. Do most Americans eat too much? How many doctors think most Americans do eat too much?
If you ever go in a restaurant and you see those portions and they gobble it all up, and then they have dessert, and then the drinks on top of it, and more dessert, they eat a lot too much, So I would say approximately...
Of course, I've seen in Berlin some strudel eating going pretty heavy, too. So
Yeah, well, you ever seen those potato women?
How many doctors do think most Americans eat too much?
I would say...
Good you're living here now, Axel.
I would say 72 people, 72.
72 out of 100 said they do.
I think they eat too much, and I'm going to say higher.
Higher
I
than
hope it's
that.
higher.
Well, the actual number of doctors who think Americans eat too much is 97, almost every one of them. Mimi, you got a jack.
I don't like the jack. Change it, please.
Yes, ma'am. She still doesn't like the jack. A
Okay,
king.
I like the king. Lower.
Lower than a king, a 2. Higher than a 2, a 9. And that might not be a bad freeze because Mimi needs 1 card frozen there. Axel needs 4. It is sudden death. Someone has to win the game on this play of the cards. Mimi,
Yep.
we asked 100 bachelors if you were dancing with a beautiful woman, and she said, I used to be a man, but I had a sex change operation. Would you continue to dance with her anyway? How many bachelors would continue to dance with the woman who used to be a man?
Not very many. I don't think so. I'm going to say a very low number. I can't imagine a nice-looking man that wants to dance with a questionable person. Let's say... oh, let's say 9.
I'm not sure if it's a questionable or whether it was answered. 9 out of 100 would continue to dance with the woman.
It is 9 as a low number, and I would feel very funny, too, to dance with a person like this. But I believe it's a little bit higher than 9.
Higher than that. Just in the interest of politeness, right?
Yes, some people...
9 and higher, and this will decide control in sudden death. The actual number of bachelors who would dance with a woman who used to be a man is 21, just a little higher. Axel, you've got control in sudden death, but you are faced with a bit of a problem because you need 4 cards. Mimi needs only 1, and you can play it or pass it.
I have a bad, not such a good card, and she has a really bad card. I have to pass.
You're going to pass
1
it.
card.
Mimi, you're looking at a 9. If you call it right, you have the game and tie up the match. If you call it wrong, we have a new champion.
I've got to say lower, Jim, and hold.
Is it lower? Yes, it is. Mimi ties it up. You kind of had your back to the wall on that one, Axel, needing the 4 cards.
4 cards, yeah.
Mimi made the right call. We have a tie. We set up for the tiebreaker in game 3. Just 3 cards up there, 3 questions here, going right down to the wire. Axel, we start with you. We asked 100 secretaries, have you ever made a personal long-distance phone call and then charged it to your office? How many secretaries admitted they have charged a personal long-distance call to their office?
Well, I can see secretaries making phone calls all the time, and I'm sure they've been told not to do it too often, but I think it's a high number that they do it, maybe not too often, but they did it. I would say about 57.
57 out of 100 have done that, Mimi.
I'm glad you said that because I think it's higher, and I'm going to say higher.
Even higher than that?
I think so. I think so.
I know, you're breaking the law, if not company policy and all. Let's find out. 57 and higher. The actual number of secretaries who have charged the long-distance call to their office is 58 by 1. It is higher. Alex just missed the bonus, and more importantly, he misses the play of the cards. Mimi in the tiebreaker with an ace. Low in the ace. No! A double ace. Axel with a free chance at a 2. Higher than a 2. An ace. For the championship, yes! And Axel wins it. Mimi, we have to say goodbye. You're leaving us with $3,150. Thank you for joining us. Axel, come on down here with me. Shine his friends. We're going to play the money cards right after this.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Will you honk like a goose?
Hey, she'll do anything.
No, not me, not anything.
Yes, she will.
Huh? No, that's asking too much. It really is.
She'll do it.
Klondike's got rich chocolate over thick vanilla ice cream.
Honk.
Pardon me?
Oh, honk, honk.
Very nice.
For that chocolate-coated ice cream loaded big and thick, no room for a stick. What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Little bite sweetness? I got a honk, huh?
I'm Steve Rardinello. Information given anonymously over the telephone to this Crime Stopper's office has resulted in the arrest of hundreds of criminals. Following this televised reenactment, a Crime Stopper caller identified the real gunman, who was arrested and indicted. Big-time thieves, escaped prisoners, drug dealers, all have been arrested as a result of anonymous Crime Stopper tips. What you've seen is only a small part of the actual statistics. Hundreds of felony arrests, millions of dollars in recovery of narcotics and stolen property, and many tens of thousands of dollars of reward money approved by the Broward Crime Stopper Civilian Board of Directors, which meets monthly. If you have information on any crime, you can receive a reward of up to $1,000 by making an anonymous call to 326-TIPS or 765-TIPS. Crime Stoppers, recognized for excellence, it's working.
Turn you on to WSBN. Time has come, we've made our change with WSBN. Nation to nation, we'll take you everywhere. Come join our family. South Florida 7 Care. WSBN in South Florida. South Florida 7. WSBN.
Alrighty, we've already explained the rules for any new viewers, so in front of our studio audience, after Axel cut them, the cards are dealt out. All set?
All set.
Here's $200. Let's see if we can get a good money cards now. Thank you, Lois. Starting Axel off with a 3.
Oh, great card. All of it higher.
Whole thing, $200. Higher than a 3. No! That's some cut.
Wow.
But we're going to move it up. You're still in it when we give you the other $200. Come on, Axel. It's a great card.
All of it and higher.
Let's get it back. $400. Yes!
8.
Up the middle. Be careful.
$50 higher.
The minimum bet higher than an 8. And right for the king. That's a good card.
$400 lower.
$400 lower than a king. Yes, it is. Oh, what a nice comeback in the making as we move it up with $850.
Higher.
Let's double $850 higher. Yeah. Very nice. After busting on the bottom level, $1,700. Just like that. Come on down here. That wasn't bad. That happened quickly. $200 in the game. $1,900 for Axel Richter. Back to the new challenger in a moment after this.
South Florida 7. WSBN. We're what you waited for. We're moving up, stepping up. We'll give you more. Discover the difference. We'll change with you in mind. We're better than ever. Our spirits are what you'll find. WSBN in South Florida. South Florida 7. WSBN.
Last year, in Florida, over 1,500 people were killed in traffic accidents like this. Accidents which involve drunk or drugged drivers. We now have a law to deal with these drivers. First offenders will be fined at least $250. They will serve 50 hours of community service. They will lose their licenses for at least 6 months, and they will attend substance abuse courses. They may also be sent to jail for up to 6 months. Yes, Florida has a tough new law.
Quickly deal out 2 brand new decks of cards and meet a new challenger on Card Shark. Hello, Beck. We're running out of time, so if you just tell us who you are, where you're from.
I am Kathy Smith from Kona, Hawaii.
Our Wool from Hawaii. We'll find out more about you on the next show, but I know you're eager to get started right now. You cut the cards?
Yes, I did.
Then here we go, Kathy, as we start the best 2 out of 3 with a question to Axel. Axel, we asked 100 people who are over the age of 90. Has age brought wisdom? How many 90-year-olds said age has indeed brought wisdom?
I believe it. Even so, I'm not 90, but I know the older I get, the more I know, the more wisdom I have. That's got to be a pretty high number because they really think they know something. They've seen it all on newspaper, TV. I would say about 77.
77 out of 100. Kathy, what do you think?
Absolutely even higher than that. I
Even
do
higher.
believe that age brings wisdom.
77 and higher, and the actual number of 90-year-olds who said age has brought wisdom is 96, almost every one of them. Kathy, well, that's nice, and Kathy starts off the match with a jack.
Oh, lower.
Playing it lower. No, Queen is not lower. Axel right away with a free chance at an ace. Lower. Lower than the ace, a 4. Risking it higher, a jack. Lower. Lower than a jack, a 5. Higher. Oh, he's going to try to go all the way for a $500 run in the game, and he does it. Axel has game 1 with a $500 bonus. We'll see you next time. People today from Annapolis, Maryland, and Nigeria, West Africa. See you next time on Card Shark.
A representative of the studio audience will receive S&H green stamps. You may select a gift from hundreds of brand-named items in their 1981 idea book. They help make your money do more. And some of our contestants will receive Amity's Man's leather set featuring identifier and tri-fold body billfolds and Amity's own Rancho cowhide, crossing flexibles and forms to everybody. Hamilton Beach's signed automatic heat stand cup, drip coffee maker set, auto brew timer, have a great coffee waiting anytime. Hamilton Beach Scoville. A gift certificate from Sears Christmas Wish book featuring 10% early shoppers discount. Get your holiday shopping off to a beautiful start when you wrap up a beautiful Christmas at Sears. A cookbook, utensils and bake someone happy, Betty Crocker frosting mix. Delicious flavors like coconut pecan, real coconut, crunchy pecans, Betty Crocker frosting mix and shakes. Great tasting frosting. Tinkerbell grooming aids for young girls. Gift sets of brushes, combs, colognes, carbonates, bubble baths, lip balm aids, and more. Tinkerbell. A tray and Lipton iced tea in the winter. Why not? Because on Meredith, you drink other cold drinks in the winter. Why not? Lipton iced tea made from tea bags. Dandy tasting. This is Gene Wood speaking for Card Shark. A Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.
Just how easy is it to seal our new Glad Snap-Lock bags?
You can do it standing on your head.
Snap-Lock.
Do it wearing mittens.
Snap-Lock.
Do it with your eyes closed or both arms full of kittens.
Snap-Lock.
Any way you do it, just a little squeeze lets you do it. Just like that. And doing it's the breeze.
The new storage and freezer bags with a wide track blue seal. Snap-Lock bags from Glad. They make the sealing easy.
They're not acting this way for the money.
What shall I do?
Or the glory. They do it for the love of the game. Card Sharks, weekdays at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. Only on Game Show Network.